go back to where it all started. You were born John Joseph Lydon in January 1956. Your parents were John and Eileen, who were both Irish immigrants, and you had three younger brothers, Bobby, Jimmy and Martin. What was life like in the household?
Well, we only had two rooms. The toilet was an outdoors one in the backyard, which was open to the public.
What is the reality of living in such cramped conditions when there are so many people there?
Closeness is a good thing. I think it ties you together far more importantly than separating. I think it's a very, very good thing for parents to be in the same room as very young children. The bond is then forever.
When you were 7 years old, you were diagnosed with meningitis. Do you remember anything about the build-up to it or not?
Intense, serious headaches that were so severe. It's just absolutely beyond even screaming in pain or crying. But that was the fluid going into the brain. I did not know that.
You're 7 years old, you're getting these terrible headaches. You go into hospital.
In hospital for a year, at the coma for 4 months, nearly 4 months, or thereabouts, and then woke up not knowing who I was at all. No memory of anything. I couldn't even walk or talk or nothing, zero. And yet inside, I wanted to communicate, but physically couldn't. To be able to come back and find out who I really was took the next 4 years. And I had to completely believe in what every human being was saying to me in order to find out who I was. And that stuck with me to this day. That's why I can't tolerate liars. I depended on these two strangers telling me they were my parents to believe that. And I was a very, very worried kid at between 7 going on 8, leaving that hospital thinking that I was always part of that institution and they were selling me off to two complete strangers. I had to believe I belonged somewhere.
Right. But, I mean, terrifying for your parents.
I would say, yeah, absolutely. And I know I shouldn't feel guilt about it, but when I look back on it, the pain they must have, like, gone through, you know, because I knew what I was going through. I just did not know them.
So you wake up.
So years later, when that memory comes back and it clicks, oh, my God, that's my mum. How could I have not recognised her?
How long did it take you to realise these were your parents?
A couple of years drifting in and out. My dad took longer. He seemed to me to be this really nasty, aggressive person, and he wasn't at all. It was just his gruff way. I mean, he was very young, my dad, you know, when they had me. Very young.
Did your full memory return so that you could remember everything that had...
Everything, and quite amazing how much of it came back. Even things that I suppose in normal life I wouldn't have remembered. It's an odd thing, the memory, how it could be stolen from you. But it's always in there somewhere. It's just a matter of unlocking it.
Would you have been the creative, energetic tour de force that you became without that?
I don't know, but let's say it helps. It really does. It strengthens your character.